Hi everyone, my name is Jesse. I listen to video game music for the first time, and today we're going to be finishing off. I have a long day of Xenoblade Chronicles because I'm checking out the remaining songs from this game before I start playing it very soon. So we have quite a bit. So today we have Frontier Village, the day version, from the channel Joe VGM, and Riki, the legendary Heropon. I don't know what that word means. These are requested by Shayla and Shane. Thank you very much. So, my whole day is going to be nothing but Xenoblade, so I don't know how that's going to go, but we're going to try to keep our ears fresh and all that. So, and if you don't know, I'm going to be playing this game pretty soon. It'll be on Jesse's VODs, so look out for that. Let's just get into it. I don't want to know anything. Probably going to ignore these comments for a while. Or just don't spoil anything. Frontier Village from Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Whoa. It sounded like Lost Odyssey for a second. I got super excited. This reminded me of two things immediately. I'll explain later. Three things. Three different games already in the first 30 seconds. This definitely has like town theme all over it. It's also called Frontier Village. This sounds more like a mid-90s RPG instead of like something that came out on the, well, Wii/Switch. You know, it's got like the melodies of a SNES from the games I played, aka Chrono Trigger and stuff like that. Mandolin? Do we have a composer here? Manami Kyoto. Oh, no, they're just listing all the composers. I don't know who individually composed this one. Actually, it sounds like 4 games now that I think about it. Wild Arms, Final Fantasy 11, Village of Dolly, which is also I think called Frontier from FF9, and Lost Odyssey. It just sounds like a big conglomerate of those. Ooh. The guitar work is reminiscent of stuff from like the 70s too. Have you ever heard of the band Bread? A lot of the guitar work sounds like that. Or America. One of my favorite bands ever. Just like that kind of like light folk sound, Simon and Garfunkel. Just the guitar part. I really like the bass here. It's on the right side, but it's like carrying the rhythm. Whatever this sound is here, I always forget what it is. It's not an accordion. Well, it might be actually. But whatever this is, This to me is like the quintessential town theme instrument. Now, if I were to hear this blind, without knowing what game it came from, I would not think Xenoblade Chronicles. So now I'm getting into the realm of just seeing how diverse the soundtrack really is. Started with battle themes and I've kind of ventured off. It's gonna be an interesting day today of just Xenoblade. Sounds like a happy place to be. A lot of kids running around playing. Maybe even a windmill or two. Pies on the windowsill. Chimneys with a little smoke trail coming out. Log cabins. That's what I see when I hear this. Oh, there's two acoustic guitars. Boom, ba-doom. I just noticed that. Yeah, this one's playing the arpeggios, this one's playing the chords. Cool. I caught that late. Okay. Well, before we move on to the second song. Yeah, so it's really cool. You know, I'm really excited for when I do play it, of course, because I know nothing. And, you know, I'm more excited. I mean, of course, I'm excited for the songs that are coming up that I'm going to do reactions for. But I'm like doubly excited for the songs that I know nothing about whatsoever that are just going to be in the game. You know, the ones that just haven't been requested. Because just as an odd example, I don't want to like jinx it, but for example, in FF7, my favorite song from that wasn't requested. So when I had it in game, I was like, you know. And with FF8 too, that was not requested. So when I experienced it. So, anywho, this song immediately reminded me of so many games off the top, you know, and 3 of those are Nobuo Uematsu. So we have Lost Odyssey, it sounded like Never Ending Journey, which I love, and I reacted to here. Just the beginning part, not the rest. I forgot what the other ones I said at the beginning. One was Dolly, which is funny because I'm pretty sure it's also called Frontier Village Dolly. I'm pretty sure. But also I had like the look of Dolly somewhat in my head as well. Just the idea of like a small village, everyone's just kind of happy and peaceful. The whole song radiated like peacefulness and a town either before or untouched by war type of thing. You know what I mean? Like just like a nice place. And what other ones did I say? I forgot already, but I'm sure they'll come back to me at like 3 in the morning when I'm sleeping. Okay, yeah, this was really nice. It's nice hearing the diversity. You know, I had such a specific sound of Xenoblade Chronicles when I first started, and of course those were out of the gate battle themes, boss themes, and even after I dove into other stuff, I was always hearing a emphasis on the violin. I think the violin, correct me if I'm wrong, is like the main sound of Xenoblade. Maybe not, or maybe at least the battle themes. But I feel like every song had a dash of violin in it. And I think I hear a lot of tambourines as well, just like a lot of, you know, little just like that. And now I'm getting into these other themes, which I'm kind of liking a lot more, right? Of course, I still like the battle themes too, but like I talk about Gower Plain a lot because it's amazing, and that was one of the first times where it really opened my eyes or ears to the diversity. And we've been hearing different stuff. I've heard the main theme, which is like all piano based, and now I'm hearing these, what I'm guessing are town themes based on the name Frontier Village. Also, I'm curious, I didn't get this requested, but I'm sure it exists because this one says Frontier Village Day. So I'm going to shot in the dark that there's a Frontier Village Knight, which is not requested, so I'll hear that in game. So that is telling me two things. These song titles are somewhat spoiling for me. Not really, because I don't know and I don't want to know. But I've seen some variances in the titles, like day and night, future, that kind of thing. So I'm like, all right. And to be totally honest, I don't even know what the title of the game was really referencing to. Xenoblade? I know what Chronicles means, but Xenoblade, you know what I mean? So is it a story of, like, is that thing the Xenoblade? Is the story about that thing? You know what I mean? So now I'm in this, like, the home stretch before playing it, right? So all these ideas are in my head. I never played a Monolith soft game. All I know is that people love this game, and the pressure's kind of high. And I've also heard some people just don't vibe with it. Some people say they don't like the battle system. Well, we're not here to talk about the game. Trust me. I know you want to. The focus of this channel is music. I'm just telling you what I've seen and heard from the grapevine. But that was great. I love that. I love little jolly themes like that because it enhances other songs, and other songs enhance this kind of stuff. So, awesome. I feel like Frontier Village is, just from the sounds of it, it sounds like a place I want to be. Whereas there's other songs that, I don't know about Xenoblade, but I'm sure there's songs that I'll hear that I don't want to be there. You know what I mean? This one is from the channel Video Game Music Resources. This one doesn't have the composer. So all these descriptions just have like all the composers. So I like to use VGMDB as my like resources for all that. So please let me know who did what. But this is Riki, the legendary Heropon. I don't know what that word means. No, I don't want to look it up because I feel like looking up anything at this rate is just spoiler territory. So, don't know anything about it. It's a little short. Riki, the legendary Heropon. I keep wanting to say harpoon. It looks like harpoon. Harpoon. Shout out if you know what that's from. All right, Riki, the legendary Heropon. What? I'm not gonna look at the comments, I'm not gonna get anything. I'm just gonna let it be. I'm gonna take a very specific dart throw. Okay? I'm gonna do a shot in the dark. But I only get one thing hearing this, and one thing only. Ooh! Hold on, I spoke too soon. Castanets. It sounded like it just went from like an NES to the modern day, like in an instant. What am I listening to? Also, I just noticed there's feathers in this one. I don't know if I've never seen that before, but I just noticed it now. So it's a piano alongside the main melody. Triangle? So about the whole variety thing I was talking about. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of like 2 years ago when I did the like April Fool's episode and people sent me random crap. Now, this song wasn't bad at all, but it put me into a very, first of all, what, like I've never heard anything remotely close to that. And I had to double check. I was like, is this a Xenoblade video? But it's clearly, there's no mistaking it. So then my brain went to, okay, maybe this has a sort of lighthearted side similar to like Chocobos or something, like in the midst of this crazy story, there's this silly dumb thing. Or like Yakuza, it's like, crazy mob story. Hey, let's race cart, like little carts, that kind of thing. And I was kind of curious about that, but I obviously I didn't ask because it's just something I had in my head. Because I have no idea what to expect from this game. The only thing I know, it's like an action JRPG, basically. That's all I know. So I wondered, like, does it have that kind of thing? Like, is that just like a Japanese thing? Or actually, I don't even know if this is like well, no, it's JRPG. So maybe that's just a part of the culture. I don't know. So as soon as the weirdness got out of the way and I could see through the blinds, it's more of a, okay, this has to be a, first of all, this has to be a character theme. It's called Riki the Legendary Heropon. And just with the name like that, that is kind of very specific. Like that is a, I can see them calling themselves that all the time. So instead of just like Riki, they probably call themselves Riki the Legendary Heropon all the time. You know what I mean? Like that kind of mentality of like silly, dumb character. But more specific than that, what I was going to say is that it sounds very much like a item shop vendor, the quirky, weird person that you get stuff from. Like I'm trying to think of, obviously it's comic relief of some kind. And then, what's funny is that both of these songs, which are probably not related whatsoever besides being in the same game, is both of these, I think it's the first time I can say this. Actually, no, besides the title theme. If I did not know they were from Xenoblade Chronicles, I would have never guessed they were from Xenoblade Chronicles. I thought, with my big old, I thought, before I could be like, oh, that sounds like Xenoblade. And I can still say that, there's that violin sound and all that. But now we're getting into like the deep cuts, and I would have never guessed Frontier Village was from this game, and especially that. I don't know what to say about it. It was cool. It had this little quirkiness, obviously. I feel like you only hear the song maybe a couple times in the game. Or, there's so many ways to go about it, right? Like if they're a recurring, I don't know. I can't get shop out of my head. So like a drifter that has like a constant store with them, something. Think like the vendor in like A Hat in Time. Like no matter what, they're always there, and they like open their their coat and you can buy something. That kind of thing. That is obviously the most different song I've heard from Xenoblade Chronicles thus far. But at least it's cool to see that, it's not all just, I didn't think it was all serious all the time, but at least now I know for sure it has some lightheartedness and something. I can't wait to see what that's about. Maybe if I knew what a Heropon was, or if that's like a made-up word. I don't know. But that was cool. Just was expecting it. That's all I really got to say. It was, that's basically it. It just reminded me of like a shop or a quirky advice giver, or, some person that walks weird or runs weird. Something's off about him, and that's all I can get. Okay. So we must continue with the rest of these Xenoblade songs. It's going to be weird to follow up with those. But thank you to Shayla and Shane. Thank you to my Patreon members, my Platinum members. Reminder, it'll be here when I'm playing it. And I will see you in that playthrough and the rest of these Xenoblade videos coming up. Peace. Take it easy.